Article of the Rose, Mirrors of the Ladder. 1. A. The engraved and explicit name was sewn in 42 letters of the act of creation. There are many numbers in the counting of the Sfirot. 1. The number 10, Kachab Chagat Nehim. 2. The number 7, Chagat Nehim. 3. The number 6, called Vak, Chagat Nehi. 4. The number 5, 5 Chasadim, or 5 Gvurot, Chagat Netzach Hod. 5. The number 13, the 13 qualities of Rachamim, or upper Kachab Chagat, and lower Chagat and Nehim. We must understand, it is said in Sefer Yetzirah, the book of creation, 10 and not 9, 10 and not 11. Thus, we must neither subtract nor add to the number 10. Instead, we must know that the 10 Sfirot Kachab Chagat Nehim are essentially only Kachab Tum. But the Sfirat Tiferet contains 6 Sfirot Chagat Nehi within it. And thus we arrive at the number 10. However, all those 6 elements Chagat Nehi are but detailing of a single Sfira, Tiferet. The reason why we only detail Tiferet and not Gar is not because of the merit of Tiferet, but because of her deficiency compared to Gar. Since this detailing is the incorporation of 5 Sfirot in one another, in each of which are 5 Sfirot. It follows that there are 5 Sfirot Kachab Tum in Keter, 5 Sfirot Kachab Tum in Chokhmah, and 5 Sfirot Kachab Tum in Binah. Thus, there should also be 5 Sfirot Kachab Tum in Tiferet. However, since the essence of Tiferet is only light of Chasadim and not Chokhmah, and it is necessary that the 5 Sfirot included in it are only 5 Chasadim, the names of the 5 Sfirot have therefore changed in it. Since Kachab descended in it into Chagat, and Tiferet Malchut descended in it into Netzach Hod. Thus the 5 Sfirot included in Tiferet are only called Chagat Na. Also, a discernment that includes all 5 Chasadim was added to it, and it is called Yesod. Hence, there are 6 Sfirot in Tiferet, Chagat Nehi. And why are the 5 Sfirot included in each of the Kachab not counted in the number of the Sfirot, and only the elements of Tiferet are counted? It is so because the integration of the Sfirot in one another does not add to the number of the primary 5 Sfirot, rendering worthy of particular mention. But with the integration of the 5 Sfirot in Tiferet, the 5 Sfirot became new Pchinot in it. 5 chasadim. Hence they are mentioned as 5 particular pchinot in the sfirot and are included in the count of the sfirot. Thus, Tiferet being counted as 6 sfirot, Chagat Nehi, is because of its inferiority compared to Gar, as it is only light of chasadim. Also, in all the numbers in the count of Sfirot, it does not decrease from the number 10, which is essentially only 5 Sfirot. This is so because 10 Sfirot means along with the 6 Sfirot detailed in Tiferet. And when we say 5 Sfirot, it means without the detailing of the Vak in Tiferet. And the count of Vak is 5 Sfirot, included in Tiferet, with its Kolel, the one that includes, called Yesod. And the count of 7 Sfirot is when we calculate Malchut along with Tiferet. 2, or B. Let us explain the number 13. This number first came out in the world of correction, in the establishment of the Parzuf. This is so because in each Parzuf in Abiyah, there are only 3 kelim: Bina, Zeranpin, and Malchut. And the kelim, Keter and Chokhmah, are missing. And the lights of Keter and Chokhmah clothed within the Kli of Bina. However, in particular, each Sfira contains these 3 kelim. Even in Keter Chokhmah, having 3 kelim, Bina and Zon in Keter, Bina and Zon in Chokhmah, and Bina and Zon in Bina. Thus, the Kli of Keter and Chokhmah is missing in all the Sfirot, and Bina, Zeranpin, and Nukva is present in all the Sfirot. The 3 kelim, Bina, Zeranpin, and Malchut divide into 10 Sfirot, since each of them comprises 3 lines: right, left, and middle. The 3 lines in Bina became Chabad. The 3 lines in Zeranpin became Chagat. The 3 lines in Malchut became Nehi. And with the Malchut that contains them, they are 10 Sfirot. Thus, each Parzuf has 10 Sfirot: Chabad, Chagat, Nehi. Also, it is known that Rosh of Arichanpin of Atzilut has only 2 Sfirot, Keter Chokhmah, which are called Keter and Chokhmah Stima, whose Bina went out of Rosh of Arichanpin and became a Guf, Vak, lacking the Mochin of Rosh. This is the meaning of Abba taking Ima outside. For this reason, Bina divided into Gar and Zat. This is so because the flaw of lack of Mochin of Rosh does not blemish the Gar of Bina at all, since she's only light of Chasadim in her essence in the 10 Sfirot of direct light. And there's no difference in that light when it is in the Rosh or in the Guf, for it always illuminates equally. Hence, the exit of Bina outside the Rosh does not diminish her from Gar and from Mochin of Rosh. Thus, Gar of Bina were separated to be on their own and became the Partzufim of Upper Abba Ve'ima, which are considered Gar, although they stand from Peh of Arichanpin and below. But Zat of Bina, which are essentially Bina, but from the incorporation of Zon in Bina, need illumination of Chokhmah as well, to impart to Zon. For this reason, they suffer from this flaw of Bina's exit from Rosh Arichanpin, since by that they became devoid of Chokhmah. Thus they are regarded as Vak and Guf, lacking the Mochin of Rosh. And because of that flaw, they were separated from Gar of Bina and became a separate Partzuf called Yeshsut, Israel, Saba, Utvuna. It follows that the exit of Bina from the Rosh of Arichanpin created two distinct Pchinot in her, Gar and Zat. As a result, 3 Sfirot were added to the Partzuf, because now the 3 lines in Gar of Bina were considered Chabad. The 3 lines in Zat of Bina were considered Upper Chagat. The 3 lines in Zeranpin were considered Lower Chagat. And the 3 lines in Malchut as Nehi. And along with the Malchut that includes them, they are 13 Sfirot. Thus, the exit of Bina from the Rosh causes the number 13 Sfirot in the Partzuf, since double Chagat were made in the Partzuf. However, this is not permanent, since by raising Man from the lower ones, illumination from Absag Avak is extended. And this illumination brings the Bina back to Rosh of Arichanpin. And then the Zat of Bina can receive Chokhmah from Arichanpin and impart upon the sons, to Zon. It is considered that the exit of Bina from Rosh of Arichanpin in the beginning was essentially only in order to impart illumination of Chokhmah to Zon. Were it not for the exit, it would have been impossible to extend illumination of Chokhmah to Zon. Thus, these 3 Sfirot that were added by the exit of Bina are only preparation and qualification for extension of Mochin of Chokhmah to Zon, which are the 7 days of creation. Thus, in every place, the number 13 is regarded as extension of Chokhmah to Zon. This explains the difference of 5 Sfirot and 13 Sfirot. 5 Sfirot indicate that they have only illumination of Chokhmah. But 13 indicates the extension of illumination of Chokhmah by the 3 Sfirot, upper Chagat, which were added due to Bina's exit.
Number 3. Now we will explain the name 42 and 42 Zivugim couplings. Due to Bina's exit, she divided into Gar and Zat. Gar of Bina were established as Parzuf upper Abba Ve'ima, clothing Arechanpin from its peh through the Chazeh, and the light in them is called pure Avir, air. Zat of Bina were established as Parzuf Yeshut, which clothes Arechanpin from the Chazeh to the Tabu. And the light in them is called plain Avir, air. Avir, air, means light of Ruach, meaning only light of Chasadim without Chokhmah. For this reason, Bina is considered to have departed the Rosh of Arechanpin into being Avir, since due to the exit outside of Rosh of Arechanpin, which is Chokhmah, there is only light of Chasadim in her, without Chokhmah, which is called Avir. However, there is a difference between upper Abba Ve'ima and Yeshut. Upper Abba Ve'ima are Gar of Bina. They are not flawed by their exit from the Chokhmah because their essence is Chasadim without Chokhmah. Thus, even while the lower ones raise man, and Bina returns to Rosh of Arechanpin, even then upper Abba Ve'ima do not receive Chokhmah, but only Yeshut, since Gar of Bina never change their nature, and are hence not flawed at all by the exit from the Rosh. They are regarded as though they never went out of Rosh of Arechanpin, and they are considered complete Gar. For this reason, they are regarded as pure Avir. Thus, they are also unknown Avir, which means that their Da'at does not extend Chokhmah, and their Avir does not become light, Chokhmah, light of Chokhmah. However, Yeshut, Zat of Bina, which need the light of Chokhmah in order to impart to Zon, are blemished by the exit from Rosh of Arechanpin, because the absence of Chokhmah, due to their being at the Guf of Arechanpin, is sensed in them as an actual deficiency. For this reason, their Avir is not considered pure Avir, but only as plain Avir, or Avir that is about to become known and to extend Chokhmah through the Man, which is called Dat. This is so because while the lower ones raise man, Bina returns entirely to being Rosh of Arich Anpin. And then Yesut receive Chokhmah from Arich Anpin and impart upon Zon. Then it is considered that the Yud comes out of the Avil and becomes light, which is light of Chokhmah. Thus, Avil of Yesut is known, but upper Abba Ve'ima remain as well upon their return to Rosh of Arich Anpin as pure Avil. And the Yud does not come out of their Avil because they never change their ways. Hence, they are called Avil that is not known. Also, there is Parsa inside the Me'i, intestine of Arich Anpin, which was made in the place of Chazeh. This is the firmament that separates the upper water, which are Rosh of Arich Anpin, from upper Abba Ve'ima, that clothe him from the Peh to the Chazeh, since the Rosh of Arich Anpin continues through there. Hence, the Parsa stands beneath them and divides between them and between Yesut and Zon, lower water, which are devoid of illumination of the Rosh of Arich Anpin. This is why the lower waters cry, "We want to be before the king," since they wish to rise and receive the illumination of Chokhmah from the Rosh of Arich Anpin. Item 4. 2 ways explain the name 42. 1. The name 42 of Atzilut is called a name, a real form, and all the names are imprinted from it. This is the 4 letters of the simple Havaya, and the 10 letters of the filled Havaya. Havaya is Yud Kei Vav Kei. And the 28 letters of the filling, which together make up 42 letters. 2. The name 42 of the act of creation, which are the 7 days of creation, Zon of Atzilut, having 32 Elokim and 10 utterances, which add up to 42. Explanation. The lights received above the Parsa through the Yesodot, plural of Yesod, of upper Abba Ve'ima, above the Chazeh, where the Rosh of Arich Anpin is, which is Keter, and upper Abba Ve'ima, which are Chokhmah and Bina, are called there 42 of Atzilut, from which all the names of the 42 are imprinted. Hence, they are implied in simple Havaya, Keter, and Havaya in filling, Chokhmah, and Havaya in filling of filling, which is Bina. Thus, the pure Avil in Abba Ve'ima is the name 42. However, Zon, which are the 7 days of creation, cannot receive anything from the name 42, because they are below the Parsa at the Chazeh of Arich Anpin. They are the lower water, devoid of Gar. and receive from Yesut, whose Avir is not pure Avir. And they cannot receive from the upper Abba Ve'ima, which are the name 42, because the Parsa separates between them. However, when the lower ones raise man, and mad is drawn from Absag of Ak, of Adam Kadmon, this illumination brings Bina back to the Rosh of Arichanpin. At that time, Yesut receive illumination of Chokhmah and impart to Zon. And then Zon are as above the Parsa of the Chazeh of Arichanpin, and they too receive pure Avir from upper Abba Ve'ima. Then Zon too are discerned as the name 42. For this reason, 42 of Zon in 32 Elokim and 10 utterances is implied there, which make up 42 together in Gematria. This is so because the 32 Elokim is Yesut when they rise to the Rosh, receiving illumination of Chokhmah from the 32 paths of Chokhmah. Since the 32 paths of Chokhmah make 32 names of Elokim in Yesut, which are 32 times the name Elokim mentioned in the work of creation, and 10 utterances are 5 chasadim. However, when Zon received the illumination of Chokhmah from the 32 Elokim, the 5 chasadim that they receive, which come from upper Abba Ve'ima, are the pure Avir, which is the name 42, considered upper water. It follows that the 5 chasadim from Zon did not become 42 there before they received from the 32 Elokim. Hence, the implication that 32 Elokim with 10 utterances together are 42 in Gematria. And as the form of the covenant was sown in 42 zivugim, couplings, from the seed of Yesod of Zaranpin, the engraved and explicit name was sown in 42 letters of the work of creation. This is so because the 5 lights of the words "Let there be light" are 5 chasadim, where Yesod of Zaranpin imparts upon the Nukva, and they are called seed. That seed is the name 42, because although they are 5 chasadim, because there is illumination of Chokhmah within them from the 32 Elokim of Yesud, they are regarded as the name 42. It compares between the structure of Parzuf Nukva in the name 42 and the seed of Yesod of Zaranpin. However, the engraving of the name 42 are 42 letters from Bereshit in the beginning through the bet in the word Bohu. Tohu and Bo means unformed and chaotic.